according to some reports, Brazil is thought to possess the most organized and effective movement in Latin America, and which has visible gains having been made over the last century to promote and protect the legal and political rights of women. To give us more insight into it, today we have invited from Brazil an entrepreneur, a gender equality and empowerment promoter, as well as third sector executive, Raissa Rossiter. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hand together to welcome this beautiful lady.
Hello, Rajni. Thank you so much for having me, for inviting me. And congratulations to the work, wonderful work you are doing, uniting women around the world.
Thank you so much, Raissa. It is indeed one of the best compliments for me. And such kind of compliments motivate me a lot. Raissa, I have seen your intriguing profile. And I have listed down a couple of questions which I feel would be enlightening our viewers who are watching this interview. So I would love to start off my conversation with your studies, which is most interesting part of your profile, as I see that you hail from various streams. You know, you have studied sociology, HR, marketing. What did you have in your mind when you pursue different streams, different career options?
Well, Rajni, I understand all those options based on one single same theme, which is about people. My undergraduate degree is sociology, then I undertook a postgraduate degree in human resources, then I took my master degree in management and my PhD in management.
Yes.
My master degree was based in marketing, marketing based, yeah. But everything has to do with people. I would summarize my career option as working with people, through people, to make a positive impact in people's lives. That's simply my career options. It seems like diverse, but they have a very strong common theme, which is people.
People. Okay. So somewhere you always had humanity, human beings in your mind, be it sociology, HR, or marketing, or other streams that you pursued in your life. Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. Because society, everything is about people.
Yes.
And if we want to make changes, if we want organizations, communities, society as a whole to change, to develop, we need to work with people. We need to understand how people can work together, how people can build a common and shared vision of a better future, of a better world, or a better organization, working together to change for better.
Wonderful. So coming to your professional life, where I see you starting your career as a business developer officer for a good 12 years. And after that, you took up lecturership for some time. And again, you were back to the same organization. So I see you oscillating, between business and academics. Was it a circumstantial or a very conscious decision of yours that, career-wise?
I started my career very early in my life. I started when I was 17 years old as an intern when I started my undergraduate course and never stopped until now.
Yeah.
Because I understand work as a means to achieve a purpose.
Yes.
Not as an end, but as a means to change society, to change my life, to change the whole community. Yes. So I started very early, as I said, and I developed a career. I started after I took my undergraduate degree. I started as a trainee there was a trainee process in a very large organization, the main agency to support small businesses and entrepreneurship in Brazil, called SEBRAE. So I worked for SEBRAE regionally and then nationwide. So at SEBRAE, I worked for 27 years.
Wow.
In different roles, in different positions. When I was about 30 years old, I started taking up executive roles, managerial roles, and then I was progressing in my career. But between years or during these 27 years, I always wanted to connect my professional experience with knowledge, to support my experience with conceptual ideas, with methodologies, with everything that could support and help me to help people. So because of that, I took my postgraduate courses, my master degree, my PhD, but that was during my professional career. And also, I also taught at different universities, but not as a full-time, as a part-time.
Part-time,
so I worked during day hours, and usually after that, I went to some universities to share with the students, with the youth, young people, my experiences. So I taught at different universities in Brazil.
Right.
But that was never my main area of activity. Teaching was besides, as a strategy to share and to learn from others and from academic knowledge.
Right. Right. And, one more interesting aspect of your career is you getting into federal district government positions. In last 5 years, you got into a position where you worked on gender-related, gender equality projects. So please let us know something more about it.
Yeah. Before I answer this point, I would like to add that after my 27-year career, 7 years career at SEBRAE, which mainly I worked with entrepreneurship, with education and marketing, I was invited to join another very large organization, which is called CNI, the National Confederation of Industry. Is the main body for all manufacturing firms in Brazil, from the very small ones to the largest multinational ones. And I was the main executive to coordinate a network of state-based branches of the organization. And we organized many programs to educate professionals from manufacturing firms, and also to support them in terms of health, in terms of education, in terms of increasing their professional skills. That was at the National Confederation of Industry, and I spent 3 years there. And after that, I was invited, I had the honor to be invited to join the federal district government. Federal district government is the government where the capital of Brazil is. We are a kind of state and city. A bit similar to Washington. It's not the same, of course, but we are an area, geographical area, where the federal district is in the capital of Brazil. So it's key, it's very strategic in the country. And I live here for the last 24 years of my life.
Wow.
So I was really honored to be invited by the governor, the former governor of Federal District, Mr. Rollenberg. He was the governor, and he invited me to take up the role of Deputy Secretary of Women's Policies, Equal Racial Equality, and Human Rights. That was my first role as policymaker in the federal district. And then I took the role of Undersecretary of Women's Policies.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was a huge challenge. And as you said in the beginning of your introduction to our conversation, Brazil has indeed a very strong legal framework to support women.
Yeah.
We had a law many years ago, more than 14 years ago, 16 years, if I'm not wrong, the Maria da Penha law. It's a law which protects women against domestic violence. Okay. It's a very comprehensive law with different aspects of how to create a system of protection, working together the judiciary, the legislative and executive powers, yes, working together to support women from the beginning of any process until the punishment of the men who had that crime, and as well the women and children.
Right.
So we have that. In 2015, we had another law called Feminicídio Law. I don't know how to say in English, but it's a law that acknowledges that a crime against a murder against a woman, because of the simple fact that she is a woman, a gender-based crime, is called feminicídio, and that now is recognized as a crime distinct from other types of crimes, like people are stealing something from a woman. Right. So that's a very specific gender-based crime. So there are many legal aspects that support women in Brazil against violence. But is only about the legal system. We need to put that legal system in place. We need to make that system work for the benefit of saving lives, the benefit of saving women from violence that are not only physical, but are psychological or emotional. And that was my main purpose of accepting the role of Deputy Secretary for Women. We work together with different bodies of government in Brasilia, working together to strengthen the support network for women that needed help, women coming from a domestic violence environment at home. Yes. So we enhanced, we promoted different meetings in collaboration between different actors, institutional actors, not only from government, but from civic society. Yes. And we also did some very interesting initiatives that I'm really glad that we could make it. For example, we created a public hall with public funding to support projects, knowledge-based, innovative projects to fight violence against women. Right. That was the very first funding from the government to support that idea. Right. And we implemented, for example, there are some apps that were created to support young women to protect them from violence, any kind of violence. That's one example. Another area that we were very happy to implement was, and that's the area connecting me with the beginning of my career, is economic empowerment to women. We know in Brazil that one of the strongest, if not the strongest, mechanism for women to overcome the domestic cycle violence is achieving economic autonomy.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
It is, I think, a universal fact. It is because the whole world is driven by economy. And if women wants to be stronger, she has to be economically stronger. So I second you. Absolutely, I endorse to what you said.
Yes. So we developed a program to go to the outskirts of Brasilia, because Brasilia has many regions. It's a large, of course, a large capital. So we have different small, minor neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And usually they are less developed. They are like more vulnerable.
Yes.
So we developed a program in partnership with different institutions to support entrepreneur women, to help them to develop entrepreneurial skills. Yes. In order to overcome the situation of dependence that they were facing. Yeah. And also there was a nationwide program that we implemented here at local level, was the Pronatec. Pronatec is, it's hard to translate for you, but it's a very, very comprehensive program to help women to develop skills in different technical areas in order that they are more educated, and then they are able to overcome the situations that they were like facing in terms of violence. And I learned really beautiful stories of women. For example, I remember one woman, she told me, she said to me, my former husband, he didn't allow me to work. He didn't allow me to have because in Brazil, we do have a kind of ID, workers' identity card. And her former husband didn't allow her to even to get a card. She was not allowed, and she was like trapped in that situation. And with the program, she developed skills, and she was like smiling, happy to have a life on her own after overcoming violence. So many hundreds of stories of women that through that program became happier, became stronger, became independent. So those are some achievements that I am very happy to have had when I was yes.
Great.
I'd like to add to my career, because I had a very, very busy career, and I still am working. But in 2010, I ran as pre-candidate as governor of federal district government. That was 10 years ago. I ran as pre-candidate, and in the year 2018, I ran as deputy candidate in the federal district government. I didn't win, but I won a lot in terms of becoming stronger, sharing my ideas, the proposals I have to women and to the development of the federal district. So I am very proud to have had that courage to face that challenge. I would like to share with you.
Wonderful.
And coming back to what I'm doing now, I'd like to share that I'm working in partnership now with 3 different organizations working as volunteer. The first one is an African-based, run by women, an NGO based in São Paulo, which is working really, really well in the outskirts of São Paulo. São Paulo is the largest city, more than 10 million population, and they are working in the outskirts of São Paulo, supporting the community even during the pandemic. And it's called the Instituto Isaías Luzia. I am ambassador of that institute in São Paulo. And the second one is another NGO called Elas no Poder, which is about women in power, more or less like women in power. And their aim is to support women who wants to participate in politics.
Okay.
And that relates to my experience and my dream.
Yes.
So I'm supporting them in different campaigns and programs. And the last one is a foundation based in Brasilia called Fundação Assis Chateaubriand. It's a non-profit foundation supporting entrepreneurial women in Brasilia. Entrepreneurial, vulnerable women in Brasilia. I'm working in partnership with them.
Wow, great, great. So Raissa, do you have any message for all our viewers?
Well, my message is that if we support women, we are contributing to a fairer, better, and greater world. We need to support women not only because it's a matter of human rights. Supporting the rights of women, it's a matter of human rights. But not only that, supporting women to face and to fight any discrimination is a means to overcome poverty, is a means to overcome violence, is a means to achieve development, real development. I only believe in development if we bring together all sorts of people. And women need and have the qualities, the power, the competences to be a very strategic actor at local level, at communities, at state level, at nationwide level, at global level. So that's the thing that I believe, and I want to invite anybody, not only women, but men as well. We need everybody to become part of this challenge, that we have a gender equal world sooner than we are expected to achieve. That depends of us, each of us, and I'm part of this process, and I believe you are, Rajni, part of that process as well.
So thank you so much, Raissa, for this meaningful and deep message for our viewers. And we wish you all the best for your all future endeavors and projects that you take up. Thank you so much for talking to us, and thanks for everything.
Thank you so much, Rajni. All the best. And I hope we can talk and continue this collaboration in the future. Thank you.
Surely. Thank you guys for watching. Take care and see you.